Pete Calandra here. I recently upgraded my Native Instruments Complete bundle to Complete 13. I got the topmost level bundle that they make, so it came with a ton of stuff, and that's actually one level higher than I had been in the previous iteration. So what I've noticed over the past few years is that Native Instruments has come out with a line called the Play series. And what I thought I would do would be to go through the Play series, since there were quite a few that came with the new upgrade that I don't know about yet, and I'd like to explore them and share that with you. So today we're going to be focused on modular icons. If you like this video, give a thumbs up. For more content, please subscribe, and to be notified, ring that bell. Leave any comments or questions below. Thanks so much for watching, and let's get into it. All right, so when I do a Google search, Complete Play Series catalog, about the Play series instruments put outstanding sound quality into an easy-to-use package. Each has a distinctive sound and character, offering comprehensive selection of carefully designed presets and focused controls for modifying them. So the focused controls for modifying them is really important for me, because that means that you can actually play these instruments in a way that's more akin to an analog synth, where there are knobs and sliders that you can control the sound in real time. You can animate a performance, much like a real human does when they're playing an acoustic instrument. So let's take a look at the catalog. And here we have the one that we'll be looking at today, the Modular Icons. Vintage modular synth sounds from iconic artists and instruments with a built-in sequencer, sets your creative wheels in motion, made in collaboration with the Bob Moog Foundation, and this is part of the Play series. So you'll notice here that you've got a step sequencer here, you've got some controls, and here a picture of some of the instruments that they use to create some of these sounds. All right, so open up Contact, and here we have the GUI. Let's make it a little bit more focused. And you'll notice that you have two slots for two different waveforms, which are actually samples. And then you've got a balance control. I guess that's balance between the two of them. Cutoff, resonance, WT warp, filter gain, delay, reverb, and volume. And then, yes, you see if you roll the dice, I see it changes everything. That's really kind of cool. So let's go back to this patch, dimensional organ. Up here you've got a row of controls. So if I click on sound, we have the A layer with transpose, tune, pan, volume, and then some effects here, reduce, crush. So I guess this is reducing, the sample rate, bit crushing, noise, and the different color, and then a filter with cutoff, resonance, gain, and then keyboard tracking. And right here you can select the filter. So this is a two-pole low-pass filter, and you get all of the selections that are found in Contact here that you can choose from. So that's kind of handy. Then over here you've got two LFOs, you've got your envelopes, and then here we have effects, and you can set up an effects chain. These are the ones that are active. These two slots are empty. And as you click on the slot, a different set of controls show up, and you can tailor that to the needs of the sound when you're creating sound design. And then you've got a sequencer here. And let's see, so it's up to 16 steps, and then you can set any amount of steps between, it looks like 2 steps and 16. You've got latch, retrigger, you've got your rate of the note, 16th note it's set at swing, and you can define what the first step is. So if you want the first step of your sequence here to start over on step 4, you can just dial that in here, which is kind of cool. And then you have your pitch, so you click above, right, and below is lower pitches, and you can just click and drag, and then different velocity, so you can do stuff like this, which is kind of cool. But let's drag all this down. And let's see something. Yes, so if I hold the Option key, I'll click it, it makes it all go back to the preset sound. And then you've got macros, and each of these macros are also step sequencers, but they can be set to different parameters of the sound. So you've got your cutoff filter, here and you're doing a step sequence with it. And the same thing with the resonance. So you're changing the value of these two. And this macro here is WT warp. Then there's more controls for your different macros over here. So it's kind of cool. Now, one thing that I like about this is that all the sounds have the same number of knobs down here. And once you have this open in a particular session, you can assign these knobs if you've got a controller. So let me switch the view right now. And we're looking at my controller, my computer keyboard, my mouse, and just a simple Nano Kontrol2, which works very well. I'm not going to use the faders, although the mod wheel will work. I'm going to assign these knobs to these knobs here in a similar order. I'm going to leave my first knob free because that's already set to MIDI pan. If I right click here, learn MIDI CC automation, boom. Reso would be the second one. WT warp, third. Wavetable warp, I don't know if that's what that means. Filter gain, delay, reverb, and then let's also do volume here. I'm going to bring the volume down a little bit because these sounds are they're really hot in the mix. And you could see here when I was playing through it a little bit, I overdrove Pro Tools a little bit. So I'll bring the volume down a little. Let me play something and then we'll see what we've got here. And then I'll play around with the mod. Now you notice as I'm playing the note, these guys are jumping all around, right? And that is, see how that works here? Oh, I see. They've got this set for both of these for random, the direction. That's why it's jumping all over the place. That's really great. And then what's also cool is you see how these are set up in the middle here, and they're going a little bit to the left and the right of that. Now, if I were to change those controls and play, you see they center around wherever the preset is, or whatever that control is. Let's see what this WT warp does. Huh. Interesting. All right, so let's get everything set back to where it was. These are all up at 0. Let's recall this from the beginning again. Also notice this is tempo locked. I've got this set to 80 beats a minute. Now if I change the tempo, let's go up to 140. So that's another cool thing. So let's go back down to 80 because I kind of like that feel for this particular one. And I've got a little drum. That's loud too. Let me bring that down a little bit. All right, that's Easy Drummer. That's post, I believe that's post Dream Pop and just one of the loops. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's try to play something along with that loop. So I'll record it. There'll be one measure up front and then I'll come in. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's take a look at another sound. Now you access sounds here, dimensional organ, you've got bass sounds, FX, you've got init patch for making your own sounds, lead, pad, and perk. So I'm not going to go through all these sounds. I'd be here for 2 hours. But we'll just do a few sounds from each category, or maybe a couple of sounds from each category. Bass. Let's look at Tonto Reese and see what that is like. Now notice that I've changed sounds and my controls are still working. Let's initialize that. Great. And turn the volume down. All right, let's try making a little sequence. So we've got our root note. And let's do this. We'll go up a minor third, and up a fourth. I'm just going to randomly put some in. And let's do something with the velocity that's kind of random as well. Just playing around. Maybe we'll get a happy accident. And let's see. We'll have random direction. And I'm just going to latch this. All right, so I've drawn this in, and I had a little issue. And you have to get the layer routing. So A, B, and A and B. So both layers are going to be routed through this. And I've got myself set to eighth notes here. And let's just play a note, and it should... forward and then backwards. So let's make this into 16th notes. And we'll change the number of steps. Let's do 11. There we go. Oh, I see. Interesting. So I can go here, and this is twist here. And then this is aggressive and chorus. So I wonder if I can... All right, this seems that it's on, so 16th notes. So what if I did something like this, where it's eighth note triplets for this? And we'll make this, how many steps? We'll make this 15 steps. And we'll have the chorus just come in on a couple of these. All right, let's try this. I'm playing with the amount. All right. Crazy, right? How you can just take these preset sounds and very quickly come up with really interesting patterns. Let's move on. Let's go to effects. Let's see. Let's look at interspace. Flange chops and sub 1. Let's now look here. So I've got layer A, and let's say I wanted to have a stronger attack. And I could do the same on layer B. Now, if I wanted to pan these, I pan layer B to the left and layer A to the right. And if you're wearing headphones, interesting how that's moving around. Huh. Let's see. Let's turn this on A and let's reduce this. And let's do the same with B. Let's try adding some of that same drum beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fun, right? Let's try another one from the effects. Let's try utopian future. I think we all want a utopian future. So we've got slow orbit and additive octaves. Bringing up the mod wheel. Nice. Let's try that again here. Cranking up that resonance. I guess WT, I wonder if that stands for wavetable. Really cool. Did the pitch bend with the pitch bend wheel on the keyboard. So let's roll the dice and see what we get. And I'm going to bring the volume down because I tried this once before and it was very loud. So we've got phase oscillator on the left and bug zapper on the right. Wow, really big sounds. I mean, they're huge. Let's look at some lead sounds. Let's try Electric Goddess, because we all could use an electric goddess. So we've got French pastoral on the left and high harmonics on the right. And again, let me bring the volume down a little bit so we don't blast our ears out. Oh, I see. I had the mod wheel up. Ah, interesting. Brings in that high overtone. I see. That's the high harmonics. And there's the fundamental. Let's do this. So we've got tone, LFO rate, and drive. Cabinet. Turn the reverb up. Bigger room. Let's look at our sequencer. Let's make sure our sequence is on, and let's play this. Let's do this. Let's loop. And 2, 3. Yeah, cool. Electric Goddess. All right, let's move across to some of these pads. Let's try Discovery. And let's get to our sound. And turn the volume down a little so we don't deafen ourselves. Wow. Huh. Let's play around with our dice while this is playing. Interesting. So we've got a 13-step sequence here. Nice. Let's try one more pad. Let's try that Lush pad. Is that what it said? Yeah, I like Lush. Lush pad. It's a song by Billy Strayhorn. Never mind. Bring our volume down. Let's see. Let's have a slower attack on this one. Let's see what sounds we have. Growth pad and sub 1. Wow. I tell you, these controls really turn this in, just from a basic sample into a completely playable instrument. And you can just take these basic waveforms that come with this, and you could probably make thousands and thousands of unique patches just playing around with all the controls. It's really fantastic. Let's look at some perk. Car Plus. What's that? Play around with some of the controls. So we've got mode, pop, and all saws. Let's do a little panning. Interesting. Notice how one of the macros must be doing that. Yep. All right, let's play around with some of these controls here. So now I'm playing 3 pitches, fifths apart. Wow. I see. So that brings in the sub-octave. That's the mod wheel. And let's look at lo-fi. It's kind of funky. Yeah. Let's look at one more perk and we'll call it a day. Bronze layer. Bring down the volume just a little. Interesting. So let's do this. Return. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to have to play this to get it back in time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play this and let's do this. Yes, this is Native Instruments, so we're staying in-house. Let's turn up the drive. So once you get a sound up, you can do further sound design with plugins after the fact. So I think we're going to call it a day here, and let's have some conclusions. Does this sound great? Yes, it does. These are fairly inexpensive libraries. And who is this useful for? Well, let's say that you're a film composer or a media composer and you want to get the sound of modular into your score, but you want to have the flexibility of being able to go back and rework the sound after you get notes back from the director, or after there are edits done to the film. You've written your music, you think it's over, but then maybe the director has to go to the producer and they've got some notes and they have to change the length of certain scenes, and you've got your modular synth in there. Well, having it all in the box, recallable, is a lot more handy and makes it easier to do the conforming afterwards than having a rack of Eurorack gear or a big modular system that you then have to repatch and try to fix up or just edit the audio or something like that. This gives you much more flexibility. And it's also cheaper than buying a Eurorack system. The onboard controls that they've got programmed, the macros and all that stuff, really give you an incredible amount of flexibility. If you've got a controller that you can hook up and play with the knobs and the sliders and assign them to different things, you can get a really cool performance as you're going along. So I really like this, and I can't wait to start using this in some of my productions. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.